What's going on, guys? Plumson87 here, and I'm delighted to announce that this video is on F1 2016. This is pure F1 2016 gameplay. The game that only came out today, even though a lot of people already got it like 2 days ago. This is my first video on this game, and it's going to be a sort of challenge video. We're going to be driving a McLaren Honda around Silverstone as Jenson Button on his home track, and we're going to try and see if we can get into the points. It's going to be our Legend AI. And I didn't realise at the time, but I set it on dynamic weather and it actually put the race in heavy wet conditions. So it made things very interesting. So I'm going to let David Croft do the intro for us, and I'll see you guys on the grid.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Nico Rosberg completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Felipe Massa and Ricciardo, Verstappen, Bottas, Kvyat and Sergio Perez, Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Kevin Magnussen and Sainz, Button, Alonso, Jolyon Palmer and Esteban Gutierrez, Ericsson and Nasser, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are then on the grid for the Silverstone Grand Prix. Heavy wet conditions, as I just said. It's a 5-lap race. Some of the other settings we have on: manual starts, so obviously the new feature in this game. There's no safety car though, and no formation lap, as it's only a 5-lap race. I think those unlocked for like a 25% or 50%. Or 100% obviously, but this is one of my first few races on this game. I did a few in the dry around a few different circuits, but it's my first one in the wet on McLaren, and obviously we're about to do the manual start here. Hold down the A button, the clutch in, and build up the revs about halfway, release the clutch, and it's lights out and away we go. We're in 15th place. We've got a fairly okay start actually. We're pulling ahead of Sainz. We've got massive wheel spin off the line, and we're going to try and hold it round the outside of turn 1. We've already got 2 cars, so we're up into 12th place already. Two positions off our target of 10th place, and we're diving down the inside of 2 cars, so we're already into 10th place by what, turn 3 I believe. And now we're on the back of Kvyat. We've got Williams and the 2 Red Bulls ahead of him. As I'm noticing a lot of videos, Kvyat's very overpowered, almost like he's still got like the Red Bull sitting on him. Like co-masters haven't really changed that. When in real life, like Sainz is usually miles ahead of Kvyat, and in the game so far it's the other way around. But anyway, enough about Kvyat. We're going through the Brooklyn section, and I mean, I enjoyed it actually. I enjoyed the first couple of hours I spent on F1 2016. There are several things I really like about this game, but there's also several negatives as well, which I've found out all within the first couple of hours of playing this game. So let's go through the positives first. The handling model I think is actually really quite good. I'm really enjoying how challenging it is. Like it's really challenging on traction, especially on the curbs and stuff. You've got to be very careful, and it's less of the twitchiness as well from F1 2015. Like I don't know, it's still quite like sensitive. You still got to really try and be smooth on the pad, which I use, but it's less twitchy. Like I don't know, I don't have to describe it really. You got to play the game yourself on the pad, but it just feels better than F1 2015 handling does. So I did a few dry races around various tracks and Legend AI, and I was struggling to match the pace of, say, my teammate, for example. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm sure over time I'll get much better at the game. Obviously, it's only the first couple hours of me playing. Yes, I did do some beta testing, but I didn't actually have much time to do those because I was usually quite busy during those beta test periods, which was a bit unfortunate as we dive down on the inside of Kvyat there. But as you can see, the AI in heavy wet conditions at least aren't actually that quick. They aren't as quick as the dry conditions so far. Well, it could be down to the fact that I'm getting better at the game as time goes on, as I'm literally commentating this about half an hour after I finish this race. So I haven't actually attempted any more races. Who knows, I might be even better than this come the next one. But it does seem like the AI are a little bit slower in heavy wet conditions than they are on the dry. Obviously, Jenson Button isn't meant to be in 9th place like in real life. Well, I don't know actually. McLaren Honda it thrives in heavy wet conditions where it leads a lot of downforce and negates the engine power deficit. But as you can see, I'm miles ahead of our teammate Fernando Alonso. I don't even know where he is. He qualified, I think, just behind me, and I can't even see in the mini map. I think he's like 17th or 18th or something like that. So he's miles behind, and we've really got a great pace advantage over our teammates as we're going through the Maggotts and Beckett section, and get a lot of wheel spin off the exit. Like, even though it's fairly high speed, you can get a lot of wheel spin just in like 4th and 5th gear. I suppose it is quite like real life. But anyway, we're going round the outside of Kvyat as he tried to lunge up the inside into Stowe. And this is where we make the critical mistake. We get slightly on the curb. We get a lot of wheel spin. We go sideways across the track, through the gravel onto the grass. We get a car that hits us up the inside. I think that was a Haas. As we now lose position to Perez and Kvyat. As we at least we get back up the inside of Romain Grosjean though, which is pretty good. But as you can see there, just the tiniest error can lose you a whole load of time. So it's really challenging to be really precise and smooth with this game, and to not make a critical mistake. Like, there's a fine line between aggressive and conservative in this game, I find so far. And I think that'll be a very big challenge when it comes to, say, career modes and stuff like that, which will be coming out on my channel in the next week or two, I hope. Also, I aim to do some multiplayer straight after commentating this. I'm going to see if multiplayer works okay, as I haven't actually seen many videos on it, and I want to see if it's good. I want to see if they improved it from F1 2015, which was, well, let's be honest, was shite. And just because I prefer racing online, if I'm honest. I mean, used to do league racing and stuff like that. Now, I've already mentioned quite a few good stuff about the game. Now, I want to mention a few bad points as well, which I found out already. Now, the noise of the engine and stuff like that I think is really good, but there's too much background noise. I find it drowns out the sounds of our engine, and it just doesn't feel nice, doesn't feel, I don't know, good. When I usually race in older games, I usually listen to the noise of the revs to know when I can change gear. It was usually much helpful. Here you can't really hear it as much, so that means that you're looking much more at the bottom right hand corner. I don't know, I just find that the noise is just too overwhelming, the background noise and stuff. A few of a negative point, the leaderboards in time trial weren't loading for me for some reason. They just weren't working. I don't know why. I can view anyone's times after I did some time trial laps, different circuits. But overall, the game has been the game's good. Like, the graphics are good. Oh, another point, the AI don't feel that different from F1 2015. Like, they feel nice and aggressive, unlike the previous F1 games. But they have very similar characteristics. Like, they sometimes back out of moves and go up the inside, as you might have saw going to turn 1 previously. Like, the AI just sort of backed out the move and didn't really go for it. So it feels very similar to F1 2015. But overall, I think it's still a very good game, and can definitely build on the failures of the previous versions. But anyway, while I've been rambling on about that, we are coming to the end of the race now, and unfortunately I wasn't quite able to catch up to the back of Sergio Perez and Kvyat. They were just a bit too far. We did actually catch up a little bit. We went from like 2.5 seconds to just under 2 seconds, but unfortunately we have failed the getting to the points challenge in the McLaren Honda. We were in the points at the start of the race, but I just slightly bottled it, as you saw. I was at lap 2, which was it was a shame, but it's easy to do in this game. You won't believe how easy to do it is to do. So yeah, so overall I'm enjoying this game so far. I haven't explored all the features yet, and I'm going to get onto that, well, during today hopefully, and tomorrow, including some online time trial, more quick race, and maybe even starting the career mode. Who knows, guys? So I'll see you guys for my next video on F1 2016. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. If you're new to this channel, then please subscribe. I'll be doing much more F1 2016 videos over the next couple of days, and just hope this will be a good game. Hopefully this will be better than all the previous ones. It does look like it will be so far. I haven't explored it properly. My serious review of all the good and bad points of this game will be out probably in the next couple of days, maybe a week or so. When I fully get used to it. So I'll see you guys then for my next video. See you then. Thumbs out.